So demos are supposed to be like little tidbits of the game that's supposed to whet your appetite and make you want to buy it. Now the best demos tend to give a good sense of what the whole game is going to feel like, mechanically and aesthetically, and, you know, maybe a bit about the story, but that's usually the least important thing to include in a demo. Which is why I always get really disappointed when a JRPG decides to have their demo start off at the very beginning of the game. Because JRPGs like Shining Resonance, which is a remastered version of the PS3 game that was Japan only until now, they tend to introduce more mechanics as the game goes on. While the beginning is very structured and story-focused to try to ease you into the weird setting. Imagine if there's a demo for Persona 4 and it's just that first 2 hours where nothing's really happening and it's just you going to school, and it was over as soon as you got to your first fight. That's kind of what's going on here. You do have a couple fights you can get into, but I could count them on, like, one hand. And you're left with the game's most basic mechanics, the simple but fun melee combat divided between normal attacks, your heavy attacks that could break specific parts of enemies to make them weaker. And there's a stamina management as along with skills, so there's a lot of crazy stuff you could probably do. And that's the thing. You could probably do all this stuff. I don't know. I haven't played the whole game. It would have been nice if the demo had been set maybe a couple hours in, so there was more exploration or I had more options. Because according to a Siliconera article I read recently, there's this whole character trait system where every character has a specific trait regarding their personalities, and depending on the trait set your characters in your party will have, certain benefits will happen. So characters that don't really like other types of characters are in the same kind of party, then bad things might happen, but if they're character types that work really well together, great things would happen. And that sounds like a lot of fun to work around with, but you don't get the chance to do that. The game also has this kind of musical tinge to it, but that never comes up in the demo. Heck, we don't even know what kind of character creation system we've got in here. There are other skills that you can learn, but do you get them just by leveling, or is there a separate system, like a sphere grid, that's going on? See, demos like this, for games like this, don't tell me anything. What I'm saying is, you're here to demonstrate the game. So demonstrate the game. Don't just demonstrate the opening. Now, introducing new mechanics in games can be pretty fun if there's a progression, but for some reason, there are a lot of games that like to hold off crucial mechanics until way later in the game. But they always make sure to make it easy for me to purchase the full game.
But what of the girls?
I don't know, the girls seem alright. Apparently there's like an interaction mechanic, but again, you don't have access to that in the demo.